Craig here, Diggs Rod Shop, again, working on another project. Today, we're working on the 48, or we're actually working on it every day, but today I'm going to video Cassidy just a little bit here, bring him into this. Cassidy, we're going to go look at the truck here in a minute. We're going to look at that underdash, and I'll let you, kind of explain what you've done and what we do at those underdash. But right now, you're over here at the plasma table. What are you making?
These are the brackets that hold the vintage air box in.
Okay. Don't they come with brackets?
Yeah, but they don't really fit the application, and they're kind of lightweight.
Gotcha.
So I like to make them a little heavier so that box don't bounce around.
I knew that.
840 horsepower. It shakes a little bit.
841 horsepower. Yeah.
I want that thing solid mounted so the hoses ain't shaking around and getting leaks.
Well, go ahead and push go here, because I know he's already got the program running on this thing. You can guys watch what he's doing here. Anytime we need to make a part here in the shop, you can see all these pieces. Might get a little noisy, but this is our 10-foot plasma table. That is sweet right there. I can pull that one right out of there. And so you can kind of see that bracket. And again, we'll use that laser, maybe even the blasting cabinet to clean that up and do a little bit of grinding on it. But anyway, there it is. Let's go over to the truck. Let's talk about that underdash. And again, Cassidy's our shop foreman here at Diggs Rod Shop. And he's a fabricator of fabricators. He works on most of our custom stuff too and helps the other guys. And anyway, we've just got a group of talented people here at Diggs. Really appreciate them. So today what I want to talk about, and we're going to kind of skim past all the other stuff that's being done, and I want you to come in and look at this underdash here. And Cassidy, I'll ask you a series of questions, but go ahead and explain to them what you've actually done, and then we'll back out of it from there and explain what it is that we do with that.
Well, this was one of our underdashes we make in-house. This was a blank. And at the shows, we've had a bunch of people interested in these, but they don't want to cut this part of their dash out. Their truck's either done or it's a patina truck. And usually we cut this off right here and we make it shape the bottom of the dash, and then this just bolts up flat. So like in my wife's truck, everything's done, it's painted, I don't want to cut this out. So we thought we'll use this truck to try to build something we can sell, to the average guy who has a truck that's finished and it can bolt in. So I took one of our blanks and I held it up in here and I traced this out and I just hand cut it and I fit it in here. And then on this one, it's all welded in, but there's still like a 1 inch or 1.5 inch tab on the top here. So you could bolt it. And once we get this all done and kind of figure it out, I'm gonna take the template piece I cut out and try to draw it in the computer so it'll have this cut out. And then when we bend it up, it should just fit a stock truck without having to do any modifying here. If you run a stock column, you'll have to notch it here. If you run a column like we do with a drop, you'll have to notch it here to fit around your steering column. But everything takes a little modification, but it should pretty well be a fairly close bolt-in option when it's done.
That center you've got ovaled out there, that's vintage air Gen 2 controls?
That's for the Gen 2 controller. We did not have a Gen 5 controller, so at some point I would like to get one of those, and we may have to make this just a little bit taller because I know they're a little bit different shape and size.
Okay, one thing I'm noticing about it too, you've only got 2 vents, one on each end. What's the story behind that? Because I know I'm going to get some questions with guys that are like, is 2 vents enough, or what did you do to take that up, I guess?
Well, we're running the compact in this one, and it takes 3 vents, which we normally split off and have 4. And depending on where Al would like to put the radio, I may either put the other 2 vents here behind the grill, or we may put them down here kind of tipped up so they just blow down on the floor so you don't really see them.
Right, you don't see them, and they're going to do the job no matter what. And inside these cabs, especially when we do them, I know, because you've built like 4 or 5 of these now, do a pretty good job of sound deadening and tightening
they get plenty of insulation. There's no problem keeping it cool inside, that's for sure. Even with this compact unit, it'll stay nice and cool in there. So.
Well, I'm going to go back to that because we've offered this for several years at this point. And, they're a couple $100. We haven't sold a lot of them to guys, just the guys that really want to go to all the trouble to cut that out of there. And what we realized, what Cassidy is saying, a lot of guys already have their dash done. And what do? Well, you can buy those plastic fixtures and bolt to the bottom. There's a few of them out there that kind of contour a little bit, but again, it's ABS plastic. And you know, we're metal guys. We like to paint and we like metal. And so I want to reiterate what he said. He's going to go ahead and take the cutout that he has done on the bottom of that dash, and he's going to pattern it into the plasma. We've done a little short video that hopefully is part of this one here on that plasma, because he's doing the brackets for the AC unit right now. But he can actually program that into the computer like he said, and we can cut that out. When we bend and roll that up, it should, at that point, and we'll make sure it does, when you get it, when you guys order one of these, when you get it, you should be able to put it right up underneath and literally bolt it where he was talking about. There's still that 1.5 inch tab or whatever that is.
Here, there's a lip it sits up against that you can drill and bolt. And then we got, like, since this was a blank, we decided to use round vents. I just drilled these and put them in, but we could put any shape or size vent you want here. Depending on the other controller, if you tell us what you want, we could change the program. It's a little bit, you know, that makes it custom, so it costs a little more money, but, or you can hand cut it. I hand cut this one.
Sure.
It just takes a little bit of time, and scribe the line and just grind back to it, and it's, I mean, for the guy at home, it's pretty easy.
It is pretty easy. And so again, like he's saying, we could send it to you with the vents in it just like this, or you can get it as a blank, cut your own vents in too. But this is really an alternative to add to the dash in one of these AD trucks and not have to worry about where you're going to put your vents. Plus, you guys that do get one of these, I mean, there aren't very many of them out there. I know that we've built, what, 3 of these now?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 of these that we put this in there. So we know of 3 of them that are out there. So they're still pretty rare to find something like this.
I'm going to cut one. Probably the next one I cut, I'll template it off my wife's truck, because it's all still factory. This is an aftermarket cab and hers is factory, so if it fits it should fit all the factory trucks.
Right, and that's a 52 GMC.
52, yeah.
Yeah, 1952 GMC should be pretty close to the same. So we'll make sure it does, and again, we might put a little rubber seal in with the package there too, so if you go up against your dash, you'll at least have a rubber seal that goes up to the bottom end of it. But like I said, he welded this one in, but we would send it to you guys. You know, if you order one, it'll be a bolt-in application. You can weld it in if you want, but bolt-in application is what we're
and then we can make, if you really want it, or if there's interest, we could make L brackets here, and you could bolt it down here on the bottom. But it's this 16 gauge, so when it's bolted up here,
that's pretty stout.
It don't go anywhere. I had 4 clamps on it holding it, and you couldn't hardly move it with just 4 C clamps on it. So
yeah, and we like that 16 gauge cold roll, especially when we're working with these trucks. I mean, again, like you said, bracketry isn't really an issue because it's heavy enough steel. When it's all said and done, it actually.
Well, and then that leaves, you know, it leaves your factory key. We're going to move the wiper switch down in there as well, in this panel down here, probably somewhere in that area. I went ahead and just filled this, and we kind of kept the shape so it matched.
Right.
Just little stuff like that. But
it's awesome.
Yeah, none of that stuff you really need to do at home. You could leave the wiper switch up here if you wanted, or you could even cut in a small stereo here if you wanted. You know, there's tons of opportunities there.
Yeah. So. Again, it goes back to the fact that's 16 gauge steel. I mean, that's going to hold a stereo unit for you too. So, okay, well, thanks, Cassidy. Appreciate it. And again, this is the 48 5-window AD truck. It's 3100 series Chevrolet. It goes on that Art Morrison chassis sitting behind us, and we'll do some more videos as he progresses on that. Again, it's about to go back on the chassis for some more modification. Until then, this is Craig Diggs Rod Shop. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Watch our videos. We appreciate it. And let us know in the comments, you know, if there's something on this under dash that you guys would like to see. Let us know, because we literally custom make them here, and we want to get it right for you. So until then, this is Craig signing off.